P2H live on YouTube for once. Hey, it's kind of nice. Been a minute. I'm actually adjusting his screen live right now. There it is. It's a little off kilter, but it's fine. I'll fix it later. Good enough. May 24th, 2018. I had to make a separate unit for that. It'll be fine. Be more professional next time. I forgot that it was the on Twitch version. That's fine. One thing at a time. One thing at a time. Oh, jeez. Well, while I've been away, I don't know if you noticed, I've been uploading a lot of on Twitch stuff. Hey, Sky. Hey, you already know because you've been over on the Twitch. I say bass again, even though I know it is Sky Bass. It's the bass one. Is the one, the only Sky Bass. Oh, goodness. I'm over here because I'm ready to play Survival. And I don't need no cuts, no nothing. This is essentially a podcast. So I don't have to do any edits, anything like that. It's in front of me. I'm glad you're concerned and are aware of my needs. Oh my god, it's still too hot, but it's worth it. It's worth the burn. It's worth it. Oh my god. Operation Sunset has been underway. It's been a little slow though. Not gonna lie. Feels
Every morning at 0700. Beginners are welcome.
Attention. Supply
oh, you got SMG. Nicely done. Hey, I just finished throwing this D3 together. Last stream I was on. I don't know if you noticed these guys over here. Free real estate. So in the near future, I'll be putting a build video out. Yeah, because the thing is, like, the channel's going to be undergoing a few changes on formatting. It's going to be interesting. Yes. Yes to both of those. That's sick as fuck. Because the Predmark is strong as fuck right now, and Firecrest is one of my favorite crowd control builds. Here, I'm gonna get this thing going because it takes it a moment to do anything. So let's just see if that goes. Oh my goodness. Yes. Let me get started then. Just quickly. On Twitch, I've been fiddling. So we've been playing around with mostly my Deadeye. My 5-piece Deadeye. And sending that stuff over. I've got this Firecrest, and I've got this Lone Star that I want to improve with the global event stuff. I'm not focused on it because I hate grinding. Grinding sucks. But there you go. Firecrest, Lone Star. There you go. Goals. It won't take you long, especially because Lone Star is available right now, and Striker will come eventually. So don't sweat it. Take your time. That grind will happen for you. Let's see. So I got the Firecrest. That's gonna be a 5-piece probably in the near future, because I'm trying to. Right now, I'm building to counter the current meta, which is that the Striker Triad is what I'm calling them now. It's the Striker, Nomad, and Predator's Mark. So the goal is to come up with several builds. I'm having a lot of success with this Deadeye. I've a few variants of this build that we could fiddle with. I want to get this Lone Star to work. I saw Wizzy messing around with it. Wizzy, my my new friend on PlayStation. I don't have a PlayStation, but he seems pretty cool. And when I gave him the business on his channel, he didn't seem to mind as much, and he did not roast me as hard as he could have. I appreciated that, because my tone was inappropriate, and he was awfully nice about it. But other than that, shout out to Wizzy for being a nice guy. Let's see. Oh yeah, the final measure. I wanted this guy. So besides like the D3 and that Firecrest and the Lone Star, I want this guy. This is gonna be my anti-pred, but there's gonna be more than that, because this has to work across the entire triad, right? The Nomad and the Striker both have to suffer at the hands of this. Yeah, Wizzy's a nice guy. I'm trying to make it so I can host him on Twitch. I think I already do. I think I have a host function on there for him. What does final build? Okay, so final measure. Ooh, let me save this. Save. Final measure is a tanking build / support build. It gives you exotic damage resilience, so it's great against Predator's Mark. And then it also gives you protection from elites, much like the D3 does. So it's strong against PvE elements. So you can run around the dark zone and not really give a shit about the NPCs shooting you, like say at Midtown Music. And then you can also pretty much eat granadas. Whenever anyone throws a grenade at you, you eat one every 8 seconds. It refills your grenade inventory that way. And then at the 6-piece bonus, well, 5-piece is always like the bigger boost to both of the base bonuses, so more exotic damage resilience, more protection from elites. But at the 6-piece bonus, we're talking about a bonus to your teammates, depending on what type of grenade you eat. Okay, so frags incendiaries give you 40% damage, weapon damage. Flashbang tear gas give you increased armor by 40%. EMP shot give you skill power for 40%. So realistically, you're going to be seeing either the skill power or the weapon damage pretty often. So it's a very big boost, but it's for 8 seconds. It's for as long as it takes to eat another granada. So, it is a strong build. It's not one you're going to see too often. It's a support build. Oh, here's the deal, though. Survival today is going to be extraordinarily easy, which is why I'm going to be ranting and raving the whole time. See, the problem right now is that we're in the middle of a global event, and these global events that give you augmented ammo They make it way too easy. Ah, it's terrible.
Get there before the storm really hits.
It really
Do whatever you need
kills
to do to get
the
back alive.
difficulty.
You're needed. Bow out.
Especially when it's, you know, a PvE mode. Even though I selected PvP, I already know this is going to be a solo mission, so it's whatever. You already know how I feel about that. I want to talk about why I bought the Division, and why maybe you bought the Division. Hey, what's up? We're about to have a tougher time in the Dark Zone. It's going to be extraordinarily easy. This global event is going to make it very, very easy. But while I have this easy time in survival, I'm going to talk about why I bought the game in the first place. And oh, see, yeah. So here's Onslaught. This is why this is going to be easy. The ammo that you get, where you burn them, you bleed them, tear gas them, makes this way easy. All the crowd control, and you don't have to use any abilities. It's perfect for survival. And then you use it on, what, the hunters?
Core temperature is below optimal levels.
Be perfect. Let's see, where am I? I'm already facing south. What the hell? Okay, so let's go that direction. Anywho, let's talk about, for a moment, why I bought the Division in the first place. There was a trailer that came out in 2015, and it was the first look at the Dark Zone, right? It was intimidating because I have the link in the description, but I'll just describe the video to you. You're following a group of 3 agents into the Dark Zone, and you hop the fence, and you end up with another group behind you. You're startled, you're scared, and then they end up helping you out, right? Oh, look at this, fire bullets. Making this way easier than it should be. But, so they have this situation where they have to choose to either fight those agents or cooperate with them, and they choose to cooperate. So cool. Jolly cooperation. So now they're helping each other out for a bit, and then they make it to the extraction. That's where things go awry, as they always do. So, the first level of betrayal. Group on group, right? They're like, man, what's in the other guy's bag? I don't know. What's in the other guy's bag? Let's kill him and find out. So it's a 3 versus 2. Of course, the bigger team wins because, of course, the Dark Zone's unfair. But then, what happens after that is the second level of betrayal. The kind of betrayal that people take kind of personally. It's that internal betrayal within the group, not group on group, but within it. Agent Ryan drops the group. That's who you were following camera-wise. The opportunist that he is, and takes takes out the last standing agent, and then takes everything and leaves. Executes the one on the ground, their own teammate, like a badass.
Body temperature has reached critically low levels.
That's the first documented recording of a flip that I can think of. And it was one released as a commercial for The Division. It's intense. It's crazy to me that that was the way they were going to advertise their PvP or what have you. Was a betrayal mechanic. That blew my mind. That instantly sold me on this game. I need to find fire. Where's fire at? There we go. I see lights. But, yeah. That was all it took for me. All it took was just a little bit of betrayal. A few layers of it. Oh, come on. But hey, I need a room. I'm gonna have to use a med kit. Yeah, give me a room here. It's cold outside. Med kit. That instantly sold me on the game. A betrayal mechanic in a trailer. I could not believe it. Not in the slightest. What is going on? Where's... There's gotta be a room or something out here. Anybody? Here. Up here somewhere? No? I guess not. Man, I am... fish out of water, dude. Yeah, I see lights. Oh, dude, that's the end of it. Alright, let's find this. Give me something. Give me anything. I'll take anything at this point. Alleyway? Alleyway's gotta have something. Hey! Did it. Oh, hey, there's a fella. But if you have if there's any reason why you bought the game, you know, bring it up in the chat. We can talk about it. I'd like to talk about it. Because the important thing is that at E3, they're going to be talking about The Division 2. And what's going to matter is if you're going to be buying the next game. Why are you going to be buying it at all? Why do you care? Will they have in that game, will they still have the thing that made The Division 1 what you liked? Right? Because I have my own concerns. The issue that I have is that they may or may not do something to my beloved Dark Zone, to the betrayal mechanics, right? It could happen easily. Cool beef. So you're looking for cool PvP, but are you looking for fair, or are you looking for just any old PvP? They have PvP in The Division. Currently, they're missing a competitive game mode, which is why they have certain issues that they have right now. All they have is they have some stuff. They just don't have the right stuff. They've got PvP without the competition, if you get what I'm saying.
Drop in core temperature detected.
For me, if it was going to come down to PvP, they would have to add a rank system that made sense. Like a competitive ranking system. But, and probably more game modes for PvP. Not necessarily because, like, Skirmish is cool, the 8v8's cool, but I mean, if you're talking about a PvP experience, that is a very limited PvP experience. But they've got the capabilities. I mean, they could definitely expand on it if they wanted to. The you know, survival. Improvement on the hunters. Oh, crumb. See how these crowd control bullets like make this way too easy. Yeah. Well, how do you want them to? Do you want them to change anything as far as the hunters? Because I would like to see them, you know, at least drop some hunters in the dark zone, maybe. You know. Like, at least spread them around a little bit. I mean, they did make some attempts at spreading them around, right? Story for the hunters. Yeah. Yeah. Competent. We need health. Okay. Well, that's the thing about it too, right? Is that for the fleshing out of stories like the hunters and whatnot, even like the supply drops, like there's certain elements that they're gonna have to flesh out a little bit if they want us to enjoy the story a bit. I think they will. They have plenty of time. They got plenty of story to work with. But I think the hunters are gonna have a nice role. Because if anything, I think there's gonna be like a clan element, which will be very nice for some people. You know, that's what a lot of MMOs do. They do the clan element, the guild halls, the like. I worry about including that content, but I'm sure a lot of people would be excited about it. You know, have squad, you know, legitimate squad bases and whatnot, actual teams instead of people just putting tags on themselves. I'm sure that would be pretty good. But that makes me worry because there's a certain element to this game that I don't want to be lost. Oh, hold on, let me warm up back on this thing again. Then I'll go right and out that door. Is selfishness. Because I think what they're gonna do is they're gonna make like an agency. The hunters will be one, like, clan-ish thing. I don't know how you want to talk about it, like a guild, a clan, a group. Depends on what game you're talking about, but hunters will be one of them, right? Factions. And the players, they'll be able to create their own factions and fight amongst themselves. And I'm hoping to make their own base, because the JTF base sucks. I think everybody can agree on that. Bleed blind, shock. I'm gonna probably do this one. But that's... I think that's down the line a bit yet. And even if they do go ahead and make that move, there's going to be a need for preserving things like I said, like the selfishness of the game, because a lot of this game comes from cooperation, spontaneous cooperation, especially in the Dark Zone. If there's no need for players to work with other players outside of their own group, then the chances for betrayal as a mechanic, the mechanic that I love a lot, dies. It dies a pretty horrible death. I don't think... I think they want to keep... betrayal in here, right? I think so. I think they like betrayal. They put it in here for a reason. What the fuck? Where's the work desk? I don't want notes. I want... Get me the work desk. Oh, here it is. I can't even make the basic virus filter. But yeah, I was... It's behind me. I know, I deserve that. It's all good. I think the advanced one takes more. No, it's actually just the one and the one. Cool. Take that. What thing can I buy here? Oh, is it Pulse? Pulse is worth it. Take Pulse. Cool. So... But, so there's gonna be this interesting thing happening in the next game, I think, is where they're gonna be trying to make guilds, or clans, or groups, what have you. And at the same time, they're gonna be trying to preserve the selfishness of, the Division 1. You know, the idea of betraying your comrades, when it's convenient for you, when it's an opportunistic time. And I don't know how they're gonna do that yet. Seems like a bold strategy either way. Oh, crumb. I'm getting flanked. I see the two on the side here. But,
Warning. Immune response detected. Infection.
Oh, this is rough for you. Okay. But yeah, I was saying, oh, it's empty. The game plan for including clans has to happen eventually. It's inevitable in any sort of, in any MMO, right? They always include a clan element.
Alert.
So, the Division is not immune to that. And I wouldn't want them to be either. Like, even if I want them to do a selfish betrayal thing mechanic, like, it shouldn't deter them from attempting to have a clan mechanic of some kind. Yeah, I've got something to keep me warm, but it's only one piece. And if there's other players around, I don't want to grab it yet. I should have put it on when I was in the hideout there. Oops, can't grab that. I want to just keep moving if there's other players. Very rarely. It's like a goddamn unicorn. But there's occasionally like 1 to 2 players in this mode. In PC. You're fighting. That's usually NPCs. Yeah, you can hear the shooting out there. On my left side. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Oh. There we go.
Core body temperature drop.
So if anything, I would have just given away my position by doing that location anyways. Oy. So, yes, I bought this game because of a trailer. It's a PvP trailer. I loved it. I love the idea of betrayal as a mechanic.
Vital signs indicate probable.
I bought other games based on betrayal mechanics too. But I also like the survival aspect of the game that didn't really pan out until Survival came out. Oh, I don't even know if they'll give you Keener. I don't know if they'll give you Keener. I know everybody wants to take a swing on him, but I don't necessarily think they will. I don't think they. It's a strong chance they won't let you take a crack at him. I imagine Keener's gonna be the one who actually starts the clans, by the way. I think mechanically speaking, even though he's a villain, he's gonna be the reason why you end up with other things, like the agency. Maybe manhunts will change, you know what I mean? Like real manhunts where you, the agency issues the target order or what have you. And then, the agents go out on, like, the high-value target missions. Except perhaps it would be for players. If they really wanted to go, like, the EVE route and make it a player-based thing where you put, you put little, bounties on each other of some kind. Maybe make it based on, oh, this dude killed you, do you want to put a bounty on him? Maybe that sort of mechanic. That might be interesting. Yeah. Well, they would have to commit.
Core body temperature.
They don't want to commit to that right now, do they? Their player base their player base is adverse to PvP, right? You have a lot of PvE players that want to change the Dark Zone currently. They're saying, no, I don't want PvP thrust upon me. Please make a Light Zone version of the Dark Zone so that I don't have to fight other players. And I too can enjoy the Dark Zone. Which, you know, defeats the purpose of the Dark Zone. But, nonetheless, it is a request.
Core temperature is below optimal levels.
And it's not an uncommon feeling either. There are many players out there that have similar requests. I don't know. It's an interesting time right now for the Division, and for the developers. They have to decide who they're going to listen to and how much they're going to listen to them, because they've spread their their options out, right? They've tried a little bit of everything. They've got this survival mode. They've tried the PvP stuff. They kind of miffed that a little bit. They got the Dark Zone. I think that's probably the best thing they've got going for them right now. They've done a ton of missions.
Drop in core temperature detected.
Oops, hold on a second. Let me fix the chat real quick so I can see you better. Okay. Alright. Vision 2 when you rogue outside. Oh, like have a different mechanic. Okay. Interesting. I'm not opposed to it. Yeah, if you introduce a new mechanic, like if you have the Dark Zone where there's only other players to punish you, and perhaps, you know, that's similar to how EVE handles it, right? EVE Online, the way they handle
Core temperature is
PvP
below optimal levels.
is that they have zones, and depending on the zone where you initiate your PvP, or if you are rogue, or whatever amounts to rogue in their zone, you're procced for PvP. If you go to a zone that isn't zero space, which is essentially freedom, full freedom, the Dark Zone, you end up having to fight NPCs that are protecting all the other players. So maybe, you know, the JTF can get their shit together or something.
Detecting lowering of core body temperature.
And
Hypothermia increased.
I don't know. I like your idea of being able to expand where you can PvP, and if you're ambitious enough, PvP in different zones depending on the situation. That seems to me like a decent idea.
Temporarily stabilized.
I wouldn't be against it.
Core temperature is below optimal levels.
Yeah, it would be interesting to see who shows up, for one. I think it would depend on the zone. Who runs the area? And the security level, right? Because there could be different security levels. It wouldn't necessarily be the JTF or the division in charge of certain areas. Certain division squads could be in charge of certain areas. And it could be like an achievement or something, defeating certain squads if you call them out by doing certain uncouth things. There's different options available. Competent. Now we're getting capable now. They've got their options available to them if they want to mess around with some of the mechanics and whatnot. If they want to introduce some elements, they can, and do it reasonably. I would like to see that. You know what I mean?
Core body temperature drop.
Rikers, cleaners, yeah. Yeah, 'cause I would think at a certain point, you know, there's gonna be like established areas of control. You know, because the JTF were trying to take back the city in certain zones and waves.
Warning.
And you know, your job was to help do that. So, you know, if you're gonna have to move on eventually, you know, maybe they have to give up on certain parts at some point. It'd be interesting to me to see what they come up with. To be honest with you, story elements wise. Additional medkit pouch, solid pickup. I need skills. First aid? No. Not really. I want the support station or the turret. Is this the old one? I don't know if it's the old ballistic shield. You get stability and stuff from this. Alright. Chest piece. Well. So they've got options. It's gonna take them a little bit. I want to see what they have to offer at E3. E3 is gonna be big for them. They have to figure out what they want to do, what they want to be. Their chosen slot is in life. It's gonna be trouble if they blow it. They've only got they really have one opportunity: launch. If they launch the game and it goes poorly, oh damn, that's unfortunate. I mean, I'm not surprised. I mean, when it comes to like Call of Duties, it's every other game is good. I think the last game was decent, is from what I was told. I didn't play it. So if the last one was halfway decent, then you probably should avoid the newest one, like the Plague, because it will probably be awful. It's usually how that works. Shotgun, pistol, skill haste. Boo! That's not what I was hoping for. But now we're in the skills category. Crumb. Oh, we got determined. Capable, determined. Maybe I'll roll for... How about just the knee pad? Oh no, we're all out of electronics. Nope, good enough. We did it. We're here. We did it. There's guns I could make. What do I like? Pistol, shotgun. Okay, so there's like a good shotgun I could probably make. Oh, there it is, Super 90. No, you need tools, never mind. Done. It's over. I quit. Alright. So we have skill power now, which is cool. We're gonna have to shoot at range, probably. So this guy, probably? Yeah. Okay. So... Yeah. It sucks. Sucks that Black Ops is gonna be bad. Not surprised. It's usually how it goes. If I had to say anything about what's gonna be coming up on E3, it's that we're gonna have to look at Anthem and at the Division 2, and we're gonna have to make decisions as players. For me, it's gonna come down to if they're serious about keeping the Dark Zone as a place where you can experiment, you know, as you can do trust falls and mess with people. Like that's huge for me. Like if I can't, if they take away my ability to mess with people, the Dark Zone, I will be very sad.
Detecting lowering of core body temperature. Threat of hypothermia increased.
I would consider Anthem as if they're both gonna be just PvP and PvE only, without any sort of, you know, interesting mechanics about them. It looks like Anthem would be more fun because at least they have like flight mechanics. You know, like I'm not against mech games either. Like I like mech games. I like Armored Core. Like, seriously, like they gotta. Division has to stay to its core. There's a lot of unique stuff in this game, and it worries me when you know, the player base asks and demands and essentially just self-destructs by separating itself. That makes me worry. So I'm hoping that when E3 rolls around, that the devs will have wisened up a little bit and they ignore the strong majority of their fan base. Which is why I'm doing my campaign. I'm spreading as much of the word of betrayal as I can. We need the devs to know that the original elements of this game involve trust falls going poorly. It's huge. It's a huge part. It's not strictly competition. It's not strictly cooperation. It's a little bit of conniving coercion. And the thing, you know what? I'm gonna post. I actually did the Dark Knight maneuver, and I'm gonna post that to that that ad, because there were a lot of downtrodden people that said nobody plays the Division like this. They were sad that it was, they couldn't find any evidence of anyone playing like Ryan the Agent. And I want to prove to them all that no, we're out here. There's those of us out here that still care about taking people's trust, throwing it in the garbage, and lighting it on fire.
Threat of hypothermia increased.
I wouldn't worry too much about the items, the gear, the weapons. That's more of a balance thing, and they've always fucked that up. They fixed that. They're good at patching that. Like balance is a fickle thing because meta is based on the player experience. Like right now, I'm having a blast using my Deadeye, but nobody's running that shit. Ain't nobody using cover, and it's a shame. Because if you would use cover and fight at that range outside of the responsive range, where Striker, Nomad, and Predator are legitimate threats, you almost auto-win. But, nobody really wants to give that a shot. And I understand that too, though. It's the mobility debuff that you take, because you have to use cover. You're essentially a slave to the mechanic, and nobody wants that. It's it takes away your freedom. You don't get to run around as much. It's like, well, you got to make those choices. You can't have it all. And if you want to fight the Striker meta, you got to sacrifice. Got to. Yeah, and the thing is, you should be suspicious.
Core body temperature drop.
And you can always invite them to your group, though. That's the other thing. You can bring them on board, make it less likely that they're going to shoot you.
Infection progressing.
And then you can kick them out of your team at a later date and shoot them in the back. Because you're team leader. Or you just got to watch out for them dropping group, and then you have to fight them as a squad. Because that's risky behavior. The LeaFlip. That's ambitious. I'm not against it, though. But I've actually got, I think I have like 3 or 4 highlights scheduled to drop at noon, which is when I want to stop playing. But those are like basic highlights, and then the one that I'm gonna link to the page, to the to my favorite video, the one I have in the description, the one that sold me on this game, the one with all the disheartened agents in it going, no one plays like this, I wish somebody played like this. I will post my video there. The Dark Knight maneuver, where I take 3 people and I flip all 3 of them at the same time. I'll do it. I'll show them that someone cares. And I'll see if that gets any traction, because I'm getting no traction on the forum. I made a post on the Ubisoft forum. Like, hey, anybody do this stuff other than me? Anybody? Help? Any groups? Any individuals? Post your videos here. It's been like 5 days. Nary a single reply. Ain't nobody doing it. It can't, like, I really am in disbelief. I can't be the only person flipping people out here. If I am, it's not as gratifying a feeling as you would think. It's like, oh, I'm unique. I do a thing that only I do. It's more like, this is incredibly lonely. I really hope there's other people enjoying the betrayal mechanics in this game. I really do. There's got to be, right? It only makes sense. Is that what everyone wants to do? Is that the goal of the Dark Zone? Was that the point of it? To go out there and make friends with everybody? I don't remember that in the video. I don't know if you saw the video in my description. That first video I linked. I don't remember that being the case. I remember a deep feeling of suspicion. and then the utter betrayal of not only one group, but of... like, it's so crazy to me, Sky. Because I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. No one wants to do it. They think about it. They dream about it. The thought drifts. It just... they never act on it.
Lowering of core body temperature. Threat of hypothermia increased.
Oh, here's the thing. I know of legitimate older players that go solo in the Dark Zone. I'm familiar with them. We've crossed paths. It's not just the new guys. I mean, new guys are more commonly found solo. But, I think what the main thing to take away from who's a full squad, who's solo or whatever, is what they're trying to accomplish in the Dark Zone. What you'll find is that people who are doing like div tech farming, they tend to not mind being alone. It's not as big a deal for them. They'll go ahead and bite the bullet on that. Yeah.
Drop in core temperature detected.
Oh, the thing is, I play with other players all the time in the Dark Zone. It's just I don't play with them for very long. It's the same deal. It's an agent has reached the Dark Zone. Yes, surprise, surprise. It's me.
Antiviral cache tagged and mapped in Dark Zone.
Ugh. Okay. Yeah. You know, it is what it is. The main thing to take away is that, you can be a solo player and still be in a group. People won't like you as much You know, like if you're a coward and you run away from fights and stuff. But if you're the one still alive, you know, they might appreciate the fact that you kept the manhunt for the team. You know, they might appreciate the fact that, you know, you were able to make the right calls when things would turn sour. Yeah, there's a lot of times when it comes to these, especially in the dark zone, people tend to stick around too long. And as a solo player, you don't get a choice. You either run or you die. So I feel like the judgments of a solo player are valued in a group, not necessarily the combat.
Temperature is below optimal levels.
Like, I'm always looking for an out. Like, I should be focused on the focus fire, you know, the strategy, the positioning. I'm like, nah, get me out of here. Get me out of this mess. But the other thing that groups appreciate, especially randos, this is something to take note when you're trying to flip people at extractions and whatnot. When you're first picking them up, they like it when you take the initiative. And solo players, that's all you do. You're the one making the decision the whole time. So act as if there's no one in your team. Make decisions on the spot without saying anything, which direction you're going. I would suggest that you mark your map so that they know where you're going. You know, be courteous. Be nice to your mules. That's always a thing I recommend, you know. But when you're trying to establish that trust, it's imperative that you show leadership and other qualities that make it, because people, they intrinsically trust you. They can't help but do it because of human nature. You know, like the guy in front, they're running, they're showing that they know where to go. They they haven't made a bad decision yet. So they trust you. It's weird, and a lot of it's non-verbal. Most of the trust that you get, you don't establish trust through your microphone or through the chat. You demonstrate expertise. You show initiative. A lot of this stuff can be applied to actual, like, leadership in, like, the workplace and whatever. This is how con people do it. This is my infomercial. Oh, man. But it's inevitable. Like, you have to make those moves, and you have to establish order and trust if you're gonna get people to flip. Otherwise, they'll just leave, right? Or they won't listen to you. Because I've had situations where I've had to ask the group, individuals within the group, to change their builds because it was not helpful for them to be the build they were when I wanted to flip them. Like Nomad. Nomad is an especially difficult build to flip because of the survivability factor. After establishing trust through like a bunch of PvP, I was able to convince one of the players, the Nomad. I was like, hey, could you switch your Nomad to a Predator or something so that you're more valuable to the team? Nomad is more of a solo build. And they changed it. They changed their build because I asked, and I was nice. And that's all it took.
Antiviral cache secured.
A lot of the preparation, a lot of the strategy for flipping people literally comes down to just being nice. Just don't be an asshole. It's not that hard. Like they think that being someone who flips people, they think all of us are like nefarious jerks. We're evil and we're, you know, it's easy to tell, and it's like, no, that's not how that works. There's a reason people get flipped. It's because it's easy to convince you. It's not hard. There's a reason there's a bunch of scammers out in Nigeria. They found people in the US who were easy to scam. Same thing with the tech people, like, oh, we found a problem with your software, or the IRS scammers. It's the same shit. As long as they talk to you convincingly enough, it's fucked. But it's true. Oh shit. I'm gonna die. I'm dead as hell. Oh. Okay. Good. They gotta work their way around. Oh, oh, oh. Okay. Kill the little ones. Kill the little ones. I was a little ambitious there. It's a bit of a mistake. Health on kill. Oh boy. Yeah, I need that one. Cool. Is it? Yes, it is.
Alert. Infection progress.
Hey. Ooh, I got a mod. Hey, gun mods. Where'd that guy go? Oh, there he goes. Ah, but that's the key to flips, man. Establish that trust. Oh, that's why you were hitting so hard. You're a boss. Switch guns. Fire damage. Where's the fire? No fire damage? What's the deal? I got no crowd control. Oh well. So what do you do after you establish trust, huh? You've established trust. Next thing to do is to set yourself up in a position where you have a partner, a temporary partner. That's usually the next thing to do, especially on a Dark Knight scenario. Because a Dark Knight is you and 3 other mules. You're trying to flip everybody. Everybody getting flipped. So you gotta, like, make some decisions to, ooh, how do I want to do this? Crit damage. That is a lot better. Toughness. Damn. Figure it out later. But, on the flip, you want to pick someone who's a schmuck. They're easily manipulated. They're probably the weakest of the bunch. But in an ambush scenario, you don't have to be particularly strong or good. So the idea... Oh, come on, get me on the side of this thing. Oh, it won't let me. Okay. I have to run through this. But, so you pick out the schmuck, and you get them to help you flip everybody. Oh, boy. Ooh! Get behind the cover. Alright, here we go. That's why you got medkits. Alright, this is not ideal. This is not ideal. This is awful. There it goes. It's kind of glitched there for a moment. Oh, you cannot crowd control the bosses. Nifty. That is a good choice on the mechanics here. I like that. I appreciate that about the game. Oh. That was what they went with. I wish they would have told me that sooner. I really gotta fix that at some point. Alright. Whew. So, what was I saying? Something about trust. Okay, Dark Knight. Key to a Dark Knight is picking out the schmuck and forcing them to help you. So let's change out this mag. I want a fire mag. Oh no, this will work. Tear gas. If you get the schmuck to help you, then you'll be able to easily flip the rest of the group, because they end up being 2 versus 1 scenarios. Even if it's like 2 versus 1.5, as long as you are the 1 and the schmuck is the half, it'll work out.
Alert. Action temporarily stabilized.
And people underestimate how powerful an ambush is. Ambushes are incredibly useful. Is highly unlikely that another, you know, in the event that you do pull off a kickflip, that the receiving players will be able to act appropriately and in time to save themselves. It's difficult. It's difficult. Because if they're not expecting the betrayal, you have the element of surprise. And that goes a long way. Oh, crumb. I hear somebody on my right. Oh, jeez, they're flanking me all over the place. Good? Alright. So, I think we've established that, few things. So you get trust, you get a comrade,
Readings indicate this area.
someone easy to betray, and then you proceed with the flip. And I suggest you start with the strongest guy, right? You separate them. It's all about separation. In the flip that I did, I had duo, right? There was a duo involved, and I needed to... Oh, man, I don't really want that either, but I don't really got a choice. I had some issues. I had some issues going into it. The strongest one of the bunch was a striker, so we took him out first. He had, I could not convince him to drop his recovery link. Recovery link, when you do a kickflip, because you kick them from the group, it revives them.
For extraction is
Which is a problem for you. So I recommend making it so that they can't revive. It's super helpful. If you can just talk someone out of running a green buff, you will save yourself a lot of heartache. A lot of problems. It's inevitably you have to do some sort of negotiation at some point in these flips just to make it easier on you. Otherwise, sometimes the maneuvers will get a little complex and you will struggle to pull them off. It's, cover, okay. Steadfast. Health regen in cover. That means probably this guy. I would do the vest. Okay. Signature skill. God damn it. Alright. Well, that was utterly useless. Maybe I can delete some stuff. Oh, shit. No, we actually don't want that. Oh, boy. Got one of the worst chest talents you could get. At least we got a really good roll on this guy here. Damn, dude. Anywho. Where was I? I was talking about something important. Flipping. So you get your buddy, you do the flips. They're all 2v1s. And then the nice thing to do is to have your partner cut the rope. And while they're cutting the rope, you kick them out. Because they're distracted. That's the ideal move, I would say. I think that's primarily the ideal move. I think that's the one to do. If I was to say, out of all of the moves to do, that's the one. I got Competent Swift and I got Hurried. You know what? Those two were working together real well. Now I got Assault Rifle damage, so let's do these two. That's the basis of everything. Is on a flip, you're trying to outnumber your opponents up until the last guy, which is why I say when you do the flip, you pick the schmuck, weakest of the bunch, as your ally, because they're not gonna they're not gonna win that fight against you, right? So make it easy on yourself. You know, you don't have to be a tough guy. Oh, buddy. Oh, and I even get to make these things? I might be able to just roll this out and be done. Let's do, two of these. High velocities, and then we want mini reflex. And loud vent break. That handles both of the guns. And then I got room for one more, which is for the assault rifle. Crit damage. Nice. Easy. I doubt I'm gonna run into players, but now I'm essentially set for it. Headshot, crit, optimal range, stability. I think I want this guy. Stability would be better. Optimal range I don't really need. Stability, headshot accuracy. Headshot damage accuracy is better. I think. Anything that stacks damage. Small grip. And crit damage, crit chance, rate of fire, 30 mag. Oh, you know what? The magazine is this guy. So there you go. Yeah, we got some easy pickings. Optimal range isn't bad on these. Anything that gives you a little bit more range on SMGs is a-okay. There you go. Cool. Nice. Well, I guess I'm gonna go finish up these landmarks and then call it quits.
Body temperature dropping below normal levels.
Where am I at? Boop, boop, boop. Okay, yeah. I want smart cover and pulse. I like how you can swap between different ammo types, like, immediately, before anything's even happened. Oh, buddy.
Force him out.
Oh, shit. Yo.
We got us an easy mark here.
Cool.
Got us an easy mark. Hide all you want. Taking you down.
Oh, hell. Man, they're walking way out here. I didn't realize they'd come out this far. Damn. Nice. Hey. Not against it. I liked how tough that was. Probably because I'm not running any heals. I think that's exclusively why this is so difficult, is because I'm not running any heals. I'm just running smart cover and I was going to try and get a full survival cache, but I think I might just settle for the 5. I started a little late today. I think there was something else I wanted to talk about besides flipping. Besides why I wanted to buy the game and my worries about the next game. There's more to it. Oh yeah, my disappointment with performance of the rogues.
Infection has reached critical mass. Alert. Infection progress halted.
Oh, jeez. Yes, I can. You're a liar. Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh, I blew it right at the end. I can't believe that.
Life signs terminated due to exsanguination.
That's sick. I'm into it. Oh well. I couldn't remember what I wanted to talk about. There's one more thing. I got it in my description somewhere. I should have looked before I started that fight. I was trying to multitask. That's what you get. UGE did that. Talked about the flip. Did that. It's the other thing I wanted to talk about. Oh yeah, the new format. Ah, that one. Hey, the last thing. The very last thing. Ah, I figured it out. I solved it.
You are now entering a safe area.
So, I'm gonna try and reformat the YouTube page this weekend and make it easier and nicer for everybody involved. The idea is that the DZ Days and Nights thing is old news. Like, I'm doing the Twitch thing for that because we need clips to show the devs. I think it's important that we show the devs clips. So that's what I'm doing. So that's why I'm over on Twitch. But for over here, we get to do the other stuff. So we get to do the podcast stuff on survival. We get to do the build videos. I want to do the Dream Workshops over here. Okay, because Dream Workshops, like the nuts and bolts, the guts of building. I want to do that over here. I want to do, but anything that involves like clips or highlights or whatever, I'm gonna have to do that on Twitch for a little while, at least until I get the ability to edit stuff. But that means there's gonna be more videos and more content, I guess, is what that means. You'll have more stuff to watch. And once I get the format down for this survival thing, because I did have a list, and I didn't have it in front of me, and I kind of blew my own survival run because of it. But I want it to be like a structured format for this. I'll figure it out. I'm not sure what to do with it yet. But I do want to have like a weekly address. I was gonna have it coincide with the damn the state of the games, but they fucking stopped doing those for a bit, so now I gotta go and yell at them. Be upset about that again, schmucks. 'Cause they're updating their bullshit. But anyways, here's what's going down. So I'm updating everything. In the next 12 minutes, there's going to be a bunch of uploads all at the same time. They're going to be highlights. I encourage you to go watch them. They're pretty good. They're pretty nice. They're short. They're not, no, hour and a half long stream.
I got one.
I've got, Yeah, so we've got the on Twitch full lengths. We've got the Twitch highlights, which are the short ones, which I'll probably come up with a name for that's clever and short, so I can use fewer characters. And then we have the Rogue Rants, which is what this is supposed to be eventually. We got the Dream Workshops, and then we're gonna have the equivalent of the Dream Workshop, but it's like the short build version. So when you just want to find the build, right? You just want like a 5-minute long video of me describing the build, but you don't want to hear about all the mechanics of it. You just want a rundown of what it's made of, and then for like 2 to 3 minutes, and then like another 2 to 3 minutes of how it works. Not why it works, just how it works. The whys all come from the Dream Workshops. If people want the whys, they go there. The build itself, you know, just what it's made of and how it works, is easy enough to do in a short format, and I'll do that on Twitch. Those will be under 10-minute videos, and they'll be somewhat edited, highlight format of some kind. It'll be easy to do. I can do that, but it'll be exciting. See what happens with that. Otherwise, you know, that's, you know, same old. I'll be over here. I'll be over there, bouncing around. I hope to be helpful to everybody. Oh, it's exciting. It's exciting to be doing something a little different for everybody. In the meantime, I think another build of mine is going to be using Nimble in the near future. 2% max health. Yeah, I think so. I think this is one of them. We'll see. I had the other one, the other form of Nimble, the one that heals you of the damage you take during the cover-to-cover. I may use that instead. We'll see. We'll figure that out. But Nimble here is going to get a boost because I need Nimble for a build. And I said, yes, no holsters. Yes, I know, I did say that. But I am a liar. And at the end of the day, you know, we need to fight the meta, and if it involves reviving a lost build option, let it be so. Welcome back, Nimble. Shit's gonna hit the fan, and I'm gonna need your help, my guy. Oh, let's do this shit. I have been P2H. You've been a schmuck. You gotta lie, cheat, and steal. Because somebody has to win, and it should be you. Annotations. On the left is the latest video. On the right, related videos of a playlist of some kind. And then there will be a subscribe button in the middle. Thanks for hanging out, Sky. I know it was a long one. Not a whole lot happened. I died a bunch. But I appreciate it. P2H, out.